Good day.
They'll never see me coming. so dark. Perfect. The rogue's test is done.
I am a you have
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
the Order welcomes you.
Hi there.
good day.
Whose handiwork lies buried here? I can't carry anymore.
My army will destroy them.
What I kill stays dead.
So far, so good, Breadcrumbs. How are you doing today? If you can you let me know if you hear me okay? I'm just testing out all my equipment. Sometimes to get interesting feedback. Okay, very good. Thanks for that. Yeah, I'm not the best Diablo 2 player, but how's this? Still, is this any better? Okay, very good. Yeah, I don't have the best setup for streaming or gaming or what have you, but welcome to the welcome to the show. I know it's probably not all that interesting, but I'm just playing around here. I don't usually mess with an assassin all that often. I'm more of a paladin, or an Amazon guy. But figured I'd play this here and see how everything's going. What's your go-to class for slay minions? Yeah, I'm more of a lazy gamer. The less potions I have to use, the more I can just click the attack button, the better. I used to like Druid. Actually, one of my highest tiered, one of my strongest builds that I didn't even think was going to be any good was actually a werewolf druid. Druids kind of get a bad rap, I notice. But he seemed to be doing pretty good. I think he did a lot of, I think it's a Fury werewolf druid. So that seemed to work out pretty well. Then, I want to say like one thing I liked doing back in the earlier days of Druid, I had fun using the Molten Boulder. I know it wasn't really an end-game weapon skill, but I really liked just mowing down enemies with like this giant bowling ball. It just had like made me kind of chuckle every time I saw it. I've seen videos on those. I guess by far the worst build for a druid is the werebear, which I've always been preferably the more of a tanky. I like tanking and things like that, but I've seen like even the more prominent YouTubers use a werebear, and man, it's just brutal. It's just too slow. He doesn't really have very many good AoEs. The attacks he does have is really lackluster there. Yeah, and normally I don't really farm. I'm just passing the time on the stream here. Normally I don't waste my time on these. I don't usually waste my time on these enemies here. There's like a few select places I'll go to kill stuff. Yeah, I gave up on certain builds once it's at the end of Nightmare when you start to realize your build is going to taper off, so it's not worth using that build anymore. You need to like switch it up. And one of my favorite builds, even though it's not as strong as a Blessed Hammerden, I actually kind of like the Bone Spear build for the Necro. It's basically a straight shot. You're shooting straight instead of around you like the Paladin, but you're sacrificing damage output, I think. And so I'm going, even though almost nothing is invincible against me in Nightmare or Hell, you're just not taking all that much damage, even though I am damaging them. So yeah, with this build, I'm doing I've never done this build before. Maybe you know anything about it. It's a Death Sentry build. I guess it's a Trap Assassin or Trap Sin, whatever. I've never done a Trap Sin before, so I'm gonna see how that works out. One thing I really like to do in the Stony Field is, especially if a waypoint is close by, I like just farming Rakanishu and just killing them to level 9. About 15 or 16, depending on how close Rakanishu is to the waypoint. I think the only true build I ever did with the Assassin that I got pretty far in, I think that was Hell Act 1 was the furthest I ever got with was the Phoenix Strike. You know, this skill right here. It's pretty good. You have versatility when it comes to killing different things. But I think I gave up on after Act 1 because it just wasn't so much. It was more of just hit and run kind of strategy than just going all in and killing everything. I'll find Rakanishu soon. I don't want to have with his near a waypoint. If I haven't found both the waypoint and Rakanishu yet, it's a good sign because that means they might be close by each other. And I never bother with these extra. I think you have to go to the underground path. There's like all those extra places, like in the cemetery, bonus dungeons like the mausoleum, whatever. I don't bother with those. And I think in a way, the assassin's a little overpowered compared to the other classes. They gave too much to the assassin, not enough to the druid or the I guess I forget what it's called. Once you beat the act, you go back. The terror zones. I think if you do the terror zones for those, they're pretty good. But if you're just going there for the sake of it, it's nothing special. I don't bother with those. Enemies have a habit of trapping you there. Okay, here's the waypoint. Oh, nice. How's that going for you? Anything? Any good drops or anything? Oh, here we go. Good Rakanishu. say the best terror zone you want to get, at least just from a random video I saw, they say one of the best terror zones you can get is the Endarial one. So that's the one you really want to go after. I don't think in my time zone I'm awake late enough or awake early enough to capitalize on it. I have no idea if I'm doing any good with the. I'm pretty sure I am because this is a. You need some fire blasts to boost your death sentry. I think I did a good job, and plus the waypoint's not that far. I can just hit right, and kill some more enemies. So I think I'll be farming here for a bit. Yeah, I have a hard time finding four-socketed things. Sometimes I get lucky. I forget what it was, but there was a. I don't think I've found any four-socket shields. I don't think I have any of my other characters. But I think I found some. I think it was a four-socket polearm that I can use for.
Good day.
I forget what it does. What the name of it is. Is it Insight? I forget. That lets you one that gives you high mana regeneration. So I can just keep pumping out my attacks at high speed. Say with this build, build I'm going for, they say it's good to use the elite rune word. Use the elite rune word with the weapon, with the staff, so that your firebomb is stronger. So that might be true.
These stones hold an ancient power.
You know, they say Rakanishu has a high chance to drop an elite scimitar, I think it is. But I don't think I've ever had him drop it for me. He's supposed to have a special drop rate. I guess certain enemies they have like a higher chance to drop. I actually felt really surprised because one time probably a month ago, I want to say, maybe less than a month ago, I actually got a Stone of Jordan from Andariel, and they say that if you want a Nightmare Andariel, they say that's the place to go if you want to farm Stones of Jordan. But I remember farming her for years and never getting one. Then lo and behold, just one day out of the blue, I'm not even trying, and I got a Stone of Jordan. I forget which of my characters has it. I don't know if it's my paladin or who. One of my paladins or one of my characters has it equipped.
Hello. Welcome. I can.
Oh yeah, money. I need to collect my. I always select a. I select an ice.
The Sisterhood welcomes you.
Because they wind up burning or freezing and shattering mobs that get revived. So. I'm just gonna sit here and farm Rakanishu for a while. I'm in a good spot to kill some class. Need to find some equipment for my merc though.
I am overburdened.
There it goes. Have you ever beaten Hell difficulty fully?
Good day.
Good day.
It is clear.
The only way I ever beat it, and it's the easiest. It's actually it is pretty easy as far as Diablo standards are concerned. The Hammerden, that's all I did. Hammerden seemed to work for me, so I stuck with Hammerden, and it worked. It is as overpowered as they say they are.
The Sisterhood
I wasn't
welcomes
even paying
you.
attention. I don't usually let my mercenary die. I don't even usually die, but I'm kind of distracted here. No reason, no problem with that. This is just kind of just messing around with. There we go. Yeah, I'm actually into playing vintage Final Fantasy right now. I don't bother with modern, mainly because I don't have the hardware for it. But like East. Can I throw away the Silted? Yes. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Wearing these headsets, I can hear them echoing inside that house. It's kind of funny, actually. But yeah, I'm going back to. I'm playing the old Final Fantasy series stuff. I don't even bother with the new stuff. It's one, I don't have the hardware for it. B, I don't have the time for it. And emulators let me
Good day.
fast forward the games. Like helps me get really fast.
Greetings.
So that works for me. Let's see, what do I have in my that's a good question. What do I play? I was playing Path of Exile for a long time there. But then that game, like, for some reason, it's the only one on here. Of all my games, everything works fine, but the graphics part doesn't seem to be compatible with it. So I get weird color glitches on it. Then sometimes I like
Good
Final
day.
Fantasy VI, especially. It's my favorite game. If I have like a good controller, I like playing the old stuff like Mega Man. I like Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That's one of my favorite games to play is on the PlayStation. Yeah, I love that game, Final Fantasy VI. I'm debating whether or not I ever want them to remake it because from what I've gathered, they've kind of butchered the legacy of Final Fantasy VII. I haven't played it, but I've seen like screenshots of it, gameplay
Good day.
snippets of it, and yeah, I don't want them to ruin my favorite game. Like I'm seeing Cloud, doing sing-alongs and all that stuff. They say the mini games are more of a detriment than Final Fantasy VII remake because it's just there's so many of them. I have a huge collection of Final Fantasy VI memorabilia. I have a lot of old strategy guides, walkthroughs, even stuff in Japanese. I have cards, uh, figurines. I collect a lot of Final Fantasy VI stuff. Yeah, I had to use a lot of imported, or I had to get them imported from Japan because a lot of stuff is just. Oh, very nice. Do you have like anything that's like really
These
really unusual
stones hold an ancient
there?
power.
Yeah, I just have like some old, can't think what you call them, like vending machine cards that you get from Japan. Can't think what they're called. Card-S, the Bandai Card-S. Yeah, just put it in there, and you get a card pops out. Oh yeah, I was gonna collect because I just collect Final Fantasy VI cards, like from Magic the Gathering, and from just the actual Final Fantasy card game. I'll collect that stuff. But the Final Fantasy, that stuff is just way too expensive for me. Like if I wanted a Surge foil, full art Surge foil, like for a Terra or a
Good
Kefka or
day.
whatever, I've seen like $400 cards. That's just way out of my price range. Like if I had
Order
money on me, I'd
welcomes
buy
you.
it. That's just for me. That's just that's just too much. I can't do that. Maybe if I strike it big, I'll go through. There's actually like I see it floating around on like, eBay. People have bragged about it. There's actually a Magitech armor replica Terra, and it's like $15,000 for that stuff. It's ridiculous. Oh, I killed those guys pretty fast. I wasn't even planning on it. Yeah, if you look it up, you can probably type in Magitech armor on eBay. I don't know if it's still there, but they have like I don't know what the size is, but it's like there's only like one in I don't know, like 1 in 50, 1 in 30, some number like that. But it's like $15,000 U.S. dollars. Not sure what country you're from, but that's a hefty amount of money. Most people, that's it's probably a good portion of someone's yearly income for that.
Good day.
While you're looking at it, and I don't know if it's I don't the ones that are from China on eBay. I don't know if those are legit or just knockoffs, but I've seen them sell on there. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I know it comes. I know it comes in a box. Like if you order it, it just comes in like a cardboard box or a shipping box. And I saw someone on my on the Final Fantasy VI fan group on Facebook. Someone actually bought one and shared it on there. But look, I think it just came in. It just came in a standard box, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't too remarkably heavy. I know that seems to be the most most expensive thing to buy. Oh, my ally just opened me up. Wait, let's see. I'm gonna max out my fire blast. I don't know if that's worth it. Which is better, charged bolt sentry or lightning sentry? I know when the traps build, they say death sentry, and then one of these other traps you want to use for end game. I'm not sure which one is the best one to use. Okay, what's your main skill you use for your traps or your kicks? Oh, your kicks. You have a kicks in there. Yeah, that damage is for early game. That's decent damage, but by end game, that's pitiful damage. It looks like fire blast here, but it's a synergy for like death sentry and some of these other skills. Actually, one time I built one time just for fun. I was just Dragon Talon, I think it was. All I did though just to play around. All I did was exclusively put points into Dragon Talon, and then by I think like level 20, I was kicking like 3 or 4 times. It was just funny, just going around, just doing like Chun-Li kicks everywhere. That was kind of funny. Could have named my character Chun-Li. I might do that again. That was a fun build. It didn't do much. It's good. It's obviously going to be good for a martial arts build. Wouldn't know what skill would work best.
Good day.
You want to have good boots to kick with. I don't know what constitutes a good boot. I'm guessing just gradually go up in tier. Oh, finally. Yeah, thanks for joining the channel, joining the stream. Would you be willing to tell me how you came across me originally? What video you stumbled across, or who you came here from?
Good day.
Okay. You just found me, you recommended? Or you did like a wild search and you just found me? You know, that's actually kind of funny. Because I used to do YouTube videos a long time ago. Like, oh, very good. I'm a fellow author with books published. Nice to see a fellow story writer. Oh well, thank you. I appreciate you joining me. I know it might. Don't let the subscriber count of mine fool you. A long time ago, I used to do a lot of stuff on YouTube, but then for 10, 15 years, I stopped doing stuff. Oh, you can do a lot of self-publishing. That's easy to do, or you can find yourself. You can't find a good publishing company. See if there's like a small local publishing company that you could submit your stuff to. They might work better for you if you're having a hard time submitting anything. Writing query letters and getting rejected is not a fun thing. It's discouraging after a while. Yeah, that could be the hard thing, especially if you're like, I'm not sure how your writing style is, but I have a habit of writing more than I plan. Like I plan on going in there just writing writing a series of short stories or just a short story, and I wind up, as I'm writing along, I get like inundated with new ideas. Yeah, I actually do recommend doing an outline. I'm sure you might already be pretty well into brainstorming and getting everything, but yeah, definitely how I got my first books finished. I really did just do what am I going to do at point A, then I'm going to go to
Good
point B,
day.
point C, D, etc. And then write your story. Don't get too far
Good
ahead of
day.
yourself. Just write as you go along, but use what you plan on writing. Just kind of navigate around that. And then if you need to, just make changes. It can be challenging and discouraging at the same time. Trying to find something worthwhile. I'm a fantasy writer mostly. I dabble in some other stuff sometimes, but I'm mostly like a high fantasy writer. Trying to get my name out there. I don't know if I'll ever be the next George R. R. Martin or anything like that, but guy can dream. Lots of stuff here, but nothing good. Sometimes I pick up potions to sell. Offensive potions. No, I haven't actually. Is he a good writer? Interesting writer. Nice. I used to love reading back in the day. I don't do it like I used to. I have my author page on. I think it's in the link somewhere. It's my author not business, but not my personal Facebook, but my author Facebook. I think it's in the link somewhere. If you're check. I get on there sometimes. It doesn't get that much. So I'll check on. Yeah, believe it or not, I think video game stories kind of got me to writing more than novels. I mean, not to say that novels haven't inspired me, but if a video game tells a good story, then I'll just do that instead. Get my inspiration from there. Did I even kill Rakanishu in that round? I don't know.
Good day.
Yeah, back in my teenage years, I was your gamer that spent a lot of time in his room just imagining myself in the world that I'm playing.
I need mana.
Getting nothings. Usually get to like level 15, 16, something like that.
I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good use.
Better put that to use.
Good day.
The Order welcomes you.
You know, as much as I love, if I had it my way, I'd be a full-on tank build. But in my opinion, Barbarian's not a very good class. I mean, they're okay, but Barbarian class isn't my favorite in this game.
Good day.
I have a decent setup of like decent system.
Not enough mana.
I don't know why. I always hear chip topaz. It makes me think of chump. It makes me think like always has
Good
been.
day.
Good day.
Yeah, I think I have the headset on too high for the game. I usually play on mute. How's this? Is it any better at all? At least. No.
These stones hold an ancient power.
Now, so right now, am I too? I mean, just as of this very moment, is my game too loud? Am I too loud? Is something too quiet? Like I said, your recommendations would be very helpful with future streams. Okay, very good. Thanks. I appreciate your advice. Are you much into streaming yourself, or doing any live streaming? Or are you doing YouTube videos at all? I have to check your channel.
Good day.
Oh, nice. I'll sub for sub if you want. Appreciate all the feedback I can get. I'd love to leave more of a mark on Facebook or YouTube, I should say. Oh, thank you. Before I make sure to sub to you when I get a chance. I'll do that here. You know what? I'll do that right now. I don't want to place leave the screen by accident. Afraid I'll lose you if I click on your name in the chat. Afraid I'll leave the screen. There we go. Okay, I just subbed to you. Thank you for your sub. I appreciate it. Ah, breadcrumbs. Or you actually are actually a bread connoisseur. Oh, you're from the U.S. It looks like. What part of the U.S.? If you don't mind me asking. Nice. I'm up here in Alaska. Oh, got a phone call. Well, I'll cut it off from here for now. Is there a way to pause the stream and come back? I don't want to end the stream. You know how to pause the stream? Well, I might come back, but I'm going to pause the stream. I got some other stuff to do. Thank you, Breadcrumbs. I do appreciate it, and I think it's probably a good time to cut it out. I'll try to make some more content, and I'll check out your stuff too. We could talk more about gaming and bread. I'd love to know more about bread. I might have some bread questions. So thank you, and I appreciate it. To anyone else out there, you also have a good one.